John Black, super chemist. Sorry. So anyways, maybe have yearly events where you have even more groups, where those monthly groups can come together and have even a bigger group. Now that you could maybe even pay, and everyone chips in and you pay for a place that would be big enough to house that many people. But, church, which I just described in the last video, it's not a building that you go to. It's you have small groups, like maybe the cul-de-sac or that block. People get together, and they come to your house. You have your service out in the backyard or in the house itself. And it's a small group, small sermon. Then mostly it's just hanging out and having like a cookout or some kind of event where you're playing games or something, having your kids there. And that's what God wants. That's how he wants you to be. That's what his church wants. He wants your church to be. And then as you're hanging out, maybe think of some stuff maybe you could do for charity and that kind of thing. No tithing. Tithing's a sin. Big time sin. Charities, it's not a sin to give to charity, okay? But God wants you to do charity in a more intimate way, okay? The truth is, if you give $1 to a charity case, most likely only like 30 cents of that dollar is going to actually make it to the cause. The rest of the 70%, the other 70 cents just goes to pay the employees and the people, and the machine itself to feed the homeless or to do this or to do that. You know what I mean? What you know what 100% happens if you go out and you actually just buy someone. You see a bunch of bums in the thing. There's 10 of them or whatever. Go to McDonald's, buy them all a value meal or whatever. You know what I mean? Or to pick up or just hone in on an individual that you can actually help. Feeding someone McDonald's or even giving someone food every day, that helps, but it doesn't help them in the long run. It only helps them that day that you're giving them the food. You're giving them the food. Once they're done eating, you're not helping them. Helping them would be like getting them off of drugs or whatever, helping them getting an apartment, a job. You could take 3 hours a week, every week, and worship and whatever, like a Christian. Or just think if you took 3 hours a week times 52 weeks or 50 weeks, that's 150 hours every year that you could spend just going out and finding some bum or finding someone that's a screw up or whatever that needs, they need help in life. Just help them. That's it. That's it. That's how charity should be. You know what I mean? You got 5 people in your community. Hey, let's all make one thing, and then we'll just take it down to the homeless and just give it to them. Set up a line, and we'll tell them to come back every week or whatever. They have these big, giant organizations where, let me give you an example. Remember Rock and Oprah? They set up a thing for that thing in Maui, in Hawaii, where the fires, fire took out the whole city. So they donated $10 million to get it going. Well, when you look into it, the first 30 people in the organization, like that's going to handle the donations and distribute the donations, if you add up they're making $1 million a year at the top, and $250,000 on the next level. The first 20 employees or 30 employees take up that $10 million for the whole year. So Oprah and The Rock donated $10 million, but they didn't donate anything to the actual people in Maui. No, that $10 million went to the organization, the charity fund that they set up to pay the employees. Okay? Now all the people have to donate in. Now that money can go to Maui. You know what I mean? And when that 10 million runs out, in 6 months or 8 months, a year or whatever, the 10 million that Oprah and them gave, now when people donate, now they have to give out 70% of it. It's going to go just to pay these employees to distribute the money. You could have just sent the money, you could have just collected the money yourself, right? And then just mailed it to Maui. You know what I mean? Just tell Maui, hey, I want all the names of the whatevers and just give them the money directly. I mean, it's not like you need $1 million to hand a check over to another person. You know what I mean? It's like, this is ridiculous. Charity should be more intimate. And if you are Pastafarian and you make a big charity organization, you need to keep that in mind and keep it down where you're paying all your employees all the money that's donated in. The money donated in should not, a majority of it, go to the employees distributing the money. It should go to the actual poor people or the people that need it. Don't help the unhelpable. Go to the next person. You might have that person around drugs or whatever, and you're like, I know I can help this person. I know it. But they don't want to be helped. They don't want to take the first step of going to a drug rehab or, stopping drugs or whatever. They don't want, and they don't tell you, and they tell you, I don't want to. You got to just move on. Maybe you could save that person. Probably could. If you put enough energy and time into it. But if you just moved on to the next guy, right? And in that same energy, you could help that one person. You can maybe help 10 people instead of that one person. Sure, that one person you didn't help, he's lost. But it would have been 10 other people that would be lost if you helped them, right? You're screwing these 10 other guys over that want help, you know what I mean? And you could help, but you don't because you're helping this moron. It doesn't even want help from you, okay? Bad people need locked up, okay? They need to be either locked up or killed, depending on how bad they are. But my whole point is they need punished, and you know why I'm saying this, because of time and days. They want to not punish. How do they help out the black community? Hey, black community, we're going to help you out by all the criminals. We're not going to arrest any of them, and we're just going to keep letting them out. Hey, every time we arrest them, we're going to let them back in the street. We don't care if they kill 100 people. That's how we're going to help you, because we're not racist. That's the craziest. No. A Pastafarian is not racist like these racist people that are letting people out of jail just because of their color of their skin. No. If you love black people, what you want to do is you want to lock up all the bad black people, because they're a very small percentage compared to the good black people, right? So if you get rid of that 5 or 10% of the bad black people, then who's left in the neighborhood? All the good people. Yeah. Then they can actually, have businesses come in now, because there's no more crime anymore, because there's only good black people in there. So if you love black people, you would want to get the bad ones out, so the majority, the 95% of the good ones, or 90% of the good ones, or whatever, they can prosper. That's how that's literally the definition of not being racist, is taking all the black people and arresting them and putting them in prison. Okay, you're being racist by letting them back out to terrorize the good black people that are the majority. Okay, whatever. When something is wrong, it is wrong no matter who did it. This is an important one. This is a very important one, okay? A very big difference between any religion. In the Pastafarian religion, if something is wrong, it's always wrong no matter who does it, even if a God does it. See, like in the Christian religion, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if like human sacrifice is wrong, but but it depends. If God tells you to do it, then it's not wrong. Same with rape. If rape is wrong, but no. In the Christian religion, well, it depends. If God tells you to rape someone, then that's not wrong. Or killing someone. Killing's wrong, yeah. But no. If God tells you to kill that person, yeah, then it's not wrong. You know what I mean? No. In the Pastafarian religion, if the Pastafarian God himself comes down and kills someone for no reason that's a good person, then he's wrong. If the Pastafarian God comes down and rapes someone or tells someone to rape someone, he's wrong. He's wrong. Okay? He wouldn't do that because he's God. He's a good God. The Pastafarian, not the Christian God. The Pastafarian God's a good God. So he wouldn't do it. But if he did, he himself admits that he would be wrong if he did that. Okay? Another important thing with the Pastafarian religion is that you have to admit when you are wrong. When you know you're wrong, let's say you're debating someone or whatever, at that point where you realize that you're wrong, you need to admit that you are wrong. To not admit it is beyond, that's you're evil at that point. I mean, you're a bad person. Let's see here. And also, if you wanted to have Pastafarian like sermons where you're just preaching, you know what I mean, and you could do it on the internet where people don't have to leave their house. You don't have to have a church. You don't have to have a building. But you should never tithe. You should never send in money to these people. If they're true Pastafarians, they won't ask for money. And if you offer to give it, they will turn you down and say, no, that's totally wrong. That's immoral. That would be horrible of me to do that, to take that money. Pastafarian thinks that God and state are separate and should be separate in all cases. You should never do anything in government or in the name of God. Okay, you do something because it's right or wrong. Okay, if I go over to another country and I'm going to kill someone, I'm not going to do it because God told me to. That would be wrong. Okay, I'm going to do it because they deserve it. They did something. You know what I mean? You can't make laws up saying that God wants this and God wants that, and that's why we do it. Because in the Pastafarian rules, they're all about logic. You don't need to invoke God. You know what I mean? Don't put emotion over facts. You don't need God to prove your point on that. You just need logic and common sense on anything I'm saying here. Okay? And the reason why a lot of these rules I'm saying is because without these rules, some of them may sound, they ain't that big of a deal. These are the rules that keep society running. They keep society running the best that they can be. If you follow these rules, okay, because these are all rules that are geared to have a society that is great and prosperous and happy, and free. You don't have to believe in God. I said that. If Christians put every energy into stopping swearing, yeah, you can get rid of. Just think about it. All the energy you put into stopping the swearing, Christians took all that energy and they put it into stopping rape or pedophilia. You know what I mean? Just think of all the things that can be eradicated, like murder and rape, pedophilia. But instead, the Christians take all that energy that they could be making this world into a utopia, and they say, no. What's important is people swearing. No, murder, rape, no. I will never spend 1 second of my life trying to stop murder or rape. No. That would be crazy. I'm only gonna stop swearing.